They are called America's team. They don't take a snap at home or score a touchdown until the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders take the field. And even though she is smiling,
this almost didn't happen.
being part of this not lost on a little girl from Ukraine.
It's such a special moment every time. My name is Zhenya Kolpakova, and I'm from Dnipropetrovsk, Ukraine.
That little girl has one hell of a story.
My sister and I and my mom, the three of us, moved here.
So you grew up in Mansfield?
I did grow up in
All the way
Mansfield.
from Ukraine?
Oh my God, it was nothing like Ukraine.
But Kolpakova found a passion, the drill team.
I just did the splits because I was a rhythmic gymnast. She's like, you're on the team.
And when she got to college, a friend told her about this little dance group called the Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders.
I was like, yeah, sure, that sounds really fun. I'll come audition with you.
And when she didn't make the cut,
I told myself 1 year in the future, I will audition again.
this year, at the age of 30,
I was like, I can't wait any longer, and I just got to do it.
she turned to her grandmother, who's still in Ukraine as war rages on with Russia.
She was telling me how you can't live your life with regrets. You got to just go for it. You never know what's going to happen.
Hi, Megan. Hi.
И Яночка, мы все вместе.
So let's back up a bit. The war in Ukraine is going on. Innocent lives are being taken.
Yeah.
And you're on the fence, and your grandmother, who's still there, says,
Yeah.
go for it.
She's the example that I try to live up to every day. She is the person that really said, you just got to do it.
She put together this audition tape, and her grandmother's advice?
I found out that I made it to the second round of auditions.
It paid off. However, shortly after that,
We were right next to the fire pit.
life threw Kolpakova a horrific hurdle. While celebrating the news around a bonfire with her family,
This ball of fire just came out of the fire pit, almost like an explosion out of nowhere, and flew.
Just a freak accident.
Just a freak accident, and flew right at me. My fiance and my mom took off their clothes and tried to put out my face first. The pain was excruciating. It felt like I was just being cooked in an oven, just skin just hanging off, and I didn't know what I would do next or what the next steps would be.
Start to bend. Okay.
You bend your legs and you rip all the skin that grew every single time.
What I need is good form.
It was 4 weeks from the accident to finals.
and when the time finally came,
I just wrapped up my wounds, took some ibuprofens, drew on some eyebrows, put on some fake eyelashes, and went.
a wild card in the final round.
Whenever they called my number, I was in shock.
After all she'd been through,
I did not expect at all to make it to training camp.
Kolpakova now donning this iconic uniform.
She was so
Her grandmother,
proud of me, and she cried, I cried.
one of the first people to find out.
My grandma and my mom, if I try to think of, well, will this make them proud? Am I going to do justice to what they had to give up to let me have these things that I'm able to accomplish in my life? Sorry.
Пока, бабушка. Пока, бабушка.
Bye-bye. До побачення.
Мамочка, пока, моя родная. Да, пока.
This little girl from Ukraine,
And every time I step out on that field,
realizing she's living a dream.
it's such a special moment every time.
In Arlington, I'm Matt Howerton.